My husband is dropped off today, and I was standing in my kitchen making coffee when I received a message in my DMs. She's a mom, she works full time, and she's following along. And she said, Suzy, I'm scared. I'm actually scared. Not about AI in general, but about my job, about what my boss said in the meeting last week, about whether I am already behind. And I read that, and I just sat down for a minute thinking about it. Because here's the thing I need to say, because people are not actually saying it. AI is not going to take your job. But the thing that comes with it, that thing already has. And if you don't know what I mean, this video is for you. And I know that sounds like I'm either going to freak you out or sell you something. I'm doing neither. I'm going to give you the honest two-part answer to this question. And I'm going to tell you exactly what to do with that information. Not as an expert looking down, but as a parent, as someone who is going through the same thing, as someone who is trying to go back into the working world after having a baby and feels the exact same thing as you do right now. Okay, so let's get into it. Hi, I'm Suzy, and I simplify AI for real life. Will AI take your job? So here's what I want to start, because I think the reason this question hits so hard so many of us, it's not about the job. It's about the mental load we are already carrying before we even open the laptop. You're managing a household. You're trying to keep your kids alive, fed, and emotionally stable. You're showing up at work and trying to do the best you can. And on top of all that, there's this new thing called AI, and you're supposed to have it already figured out. You're supposed to know how to use it, when to use it, and which one to use it. That's a lot. I see it. And I want to say that before anything else. Because the question, will AI take my job, is really two questions. The first one, am I safe? The second one, am I already too far behind to catch up? And for a lot of people, the second one is the one that keeps running on the background while everything else is happening. So let's actually answer both. No, AI will not take your job. AI doesn't sit in HR, it doesn't run your performance review, it doesn't decide who gets fired or not. People do that. Companies do that. So the idea that you're going to show up one day and AI will have taken your job is not actually happening right now. So you can breathe on that one. But here's the second part to this answer, and that's the part that people are not actually saying it. The world that your job lives right now has changed. The standard of what counts as a good job has shifted. Not because companies became unreasonable overnight, but because one person using AI can now produce what used to take longer and more people to do. And because of that, the output expectations of what's expected has changed. Without a memo, without a meeting, they just moved. And when I was going through those job listings, this is what kept jumping out at me. Not always the must be comfortable with AI line, but the output expectations. One person described as independently managing multiple complex deliverables, producing through research at speed. These were things that used to take days, used to take multiple people. But at the job posting, it's just written like a normal Tuesday. Like, of course one person can do all that. And the assumption of the person who gets hired is that it is using tools to help them. Because a lot of people do now. So here's the thing to really sit with. AI is not taking your job. But the people around you who are producing more, faster, at a higher quality, and you're not, that gap has consequences. Not tomorrow necessarily, but it builds. And before you start going crazy about it, I need to say something. Because this is where most videos lose me. The gap is real, but it's also not that big yet. And closing it, it's simpler than you think right now. The headlines about AI and jobs are about the extremes. The companies that automated whole departments. The categories of roles that are going to be extinct. Those things exist. They're real, but they're not what's happening in the most companies right now. What's actually happening is quieter. The way it usually starts is not a layoff announcement. It's just that when someone leaves, the role is not getting posted again. Companies are quietly not backfilling. No headlines, just fewer openings. And the people feeling it most are not at the top or the bottom of the skill ladder. They're in the middle, knowledge workers who build real careers in a work that felt stable. Writing, research, analysis, coding, coordination. That's where the pressure is landing first. So here's what I want to say about that fear specifically. The fear of AI is going to take my job is the thing that is keeping people from doing the one thing that will actually change that outcome. Starting, trying, using the tool better first, and then better. The fear is actually creating the gap. The people who are ahead right now, they're not tech people. They're not AI experts. They are just people who had something to do one day and decided to try using the tool. They open AI, they try it, they got a draft, they did the changes, they try again, and they started figuring out little by little every time they use it. And that's it. That's the whole story of someone who is already ahead. There's no secret knowledge. There's just someone who started a little bit earlier than you. And you're probably running your specific job through your head right now, trying to figure out how exposed you are. Let me actually help you with that. The other thing worth saying is that this is moving faster than any other technology shift. Usually, these transitions take decades. This one is being measured in years, maybe less. That's not doom. It's just the honest timeline. And here's the clearest way I can put this. Every job has tasks around producing things. Writing things, summarizing things, creating reports, doing research, turning raw information into organized, polished output. If your job has a lot of this type of work, the expectations have already changed. Not because the work changed, but because a person using AI to do this type of work can go through it faster. And when the person next to you in the interview can do things in 1/3 of the time, that matters. But every job also has tasks that are about judgment and relationships. Knowing when something feels wrong even though the numbers looks fine. Knowing what the client really means even though he's saying something else. Making calls that need the context that only lives inside your head. Built from years of doing this type of work with this kind of people. AI cannot do any of that. It doesn't walk into a room and read what's happening even before anyone speaks up. And that part of your job is generally safe. Most jobs has a little bit of both. And the smart move right now is to use AI for the first part. This way, you have more time and energy for the second one. And here's what it looks like in practice. Before, anytime I needed to write something, it used to take a huge chunk of my time. Now, I put the rough material and information into AI and tell it what I want from this, who is going to read it, and the format I need. And what comes back is a real starting point. Of course, I need to edit after it. Add my voice, my judgment, my knowledge. But the heavy lifting of starting from zero gets handled. And the time I get back goes to our decisions, the thinking, the things that actually need me. And that's not AI doing your job. That's AI doing the prep so you can do your job better. And those are two different things. The real question is, where to start? Start with the task in your week that already annoys you because of how long it takes. Not AI in general, not I'm going to explore this now. One specific task, the necessary thing, you have to do it all the time, but it drains you. That is your starting point. Because the fastest way to get used to AI is to use it to solve a problem you already have in your life, not to learn it in theory. And when you try it, give it your situation, because this is the step most people skip. They write something vague, get a generic answer back, and decide the tool doesn't work. The tool doesn't know your context. You have to tell it who you are, what this is for, what the output should look like, what tone do you want, who is going to read it, what constraints you're working with. Brief it the same way you would brief someone new that you need to ask for help. The more specific you are, the better answer you get. And if you want to learn more about context, I broke it down in this video. Click here to watch it. And the first few times, it's going to need editing. A lot of editing. And that's not failure. That's just the first few tries on something new. And every time you try, you're going to figure out a little bit more about how to use AI. And the output will get better every single time. And at some point, it will become part of how you work. That's the whole process. Not a course, not a certification. Just one task, try it this week, adjust it, and try it again next week. And here's what I know, it's underneath all this for most people watching this video right now. It's not, will AI take my job? It's, I am already behind. Is it too late to catch up? And you're not behind. And if you are, you're not that far behind. And the gap between where you are and where you need to be, it's not fixed. It closes the moment you start moving. And here's the truth about where we are right now. We're still early. The people who are ahead right now got there by starting, not by knowing. And the distance between someone who started 6 weeks ago and someone who is starting today, it's not that big. Not yet, but it grows every week. And the people who is going to feel this the most are not the ones who start right now, even imperfectly. They are the ones who wait another year. AI is a reality in almost every industry right now. Not in that robots are taking over way, but in that this tool exists, is available, and people around you are using it. And either you are in that group or you're working harder than you need to be right now. And that is the honest version of this conversation. And the good news is that this is completely in your control. Starting is not complicated, the tool is not hard to access, and the learning curve is not steep if you start with something real. And the payoff of having time back, producing things faster, and not being the person in the room who's carrying more weight than it needs to be for the same output is worth the first few uncomfortable attempts. And I want to say one last thing, because I started this video with a promise. I said AI is not going to take your job. Here's what will. So let me close that loop. What will take your job is not keeping up. Not AI, not technology. Just not moving forward while everything around you is moving. Standing still while the standard shifts. That is the only scenario where this becomes a real problem for you. And that is completely avoidable. The people who are going to be fine are not the ones who mastered AI. They are the ones who just started, who got a bad output and tried again, who kept going long enough to figure out where AI helps them, who decided that being a beginner for a few weeks at something new, it's worth more than being behind for years. You don't need to overhaul the way you work. You don't need to become a tech person or an expert on AI. You just need one task, this week. Try it for real. That's the whole starting point. And 6 months from now, the gap between the person who started today and the one that didn't will be noticeable. Not in a dramatic way, but real and growing. You already know which side you want to be on, so just start. And if your head is full right now and you need help to sorting it through before starting anything else, I made something for you. It's called a Mental Clarity Guide. It's a free PDF that helps you take everything that is inside your mind right now and actually see what to do first. The link is in the description. It's completely free and I built it because I use it. And if you're not subscribed yet, do it now. I put out real AI for real people every week. And next week, I'm going to talk about how to use AI in job searching. You're going to want to watch it. I'll see you in the next one.